Hey there boys and girls, what's happening? Thanks for stopping back into the channel today here with the Rust Belt Mechanic. So today we're going to do kind of an overview on Project Ginger with the Can-Am X3 build, give you guys some ideas of what we're going to be shooting for, also give you guys my initial impressions on the machine. I've had a chance to get about 5 hours into it now, look at some of the scan tools that we may be using on it, as well as some of the upgrades that we're looking at doing here in the near future. So first off, we have Project Ginger. It is a 2020 Can-Am Maverick X3 XRC Turbo RR. Now this thing is one hell of a machine. I've had a chance to put about 5 hours onto it, put some miles into it, put her through some hard daunting things, put her through some of the fields, and I tried to clean it a couple of times, but there is still mud and crap in places that's never ever going to come out. So it's going to be a project that is going to be something that will last throughout the year here, and kind of want to give an insight to what we are doing with it. First off, here's a big old pile of stuff from BRP that we have ready to hook up for it. We've got some mirrors, we have a backup camera kit, heated seats, bags, audio roof for it, and quite a few other things. Now, as for the final point of this project, what we're looking at doing is doing a cooperation with SP Tools USA, see the banner up here, in which we're going to be building this thing up. It is going to be used in some of their booths and everything throughout the year that they're going to be able to present that, and I'm going to be able to do some really great videos showing some upfits for the Can-Am and being able to use some of their tools as well. So we've got the whole gamut of SP tools in here that we're going to be using on the build, as well as some scan tools and stuff. So that is pretty much what we're going to be looking at doing. It's going to be a really huge project, and it's actually going to be able to be seen at a couple of really great conventions like SEMA and PRI this year. So if that gives you guys any kind of inkling of what we're going to be doing to it, it's going to be some pretty big badass stuff to it. Now, looking over the unit as a whole, this thing is a killer machine, and it is more than capable of doing just about anything that I could throw at it. 195 horsepower, 24 inches or more of suspension travel on actual beadlock wheels. This thing will go 90 miles an hour across a field without any hesitation at all. Now, I've gone in through some driving with it, and it has been a dream to be able to handle. The only negatives that I can point out for this machine so far, first would have to be the braking system. For as much get up and go as this thing has, it does not have enough whoa to it in the braking realm. When you're up going around 80 mile an hour, especially if you're on a blacktop road trying to come to a stop, it does not stop so well. So that is another inkling on what we're going to be doing in upgrading performance-wise. We're going to be doing brakes, probably going to be doing wheels and tires, and then later on down the road, we're actually going to be getting into turb-ski stuff. That's right, we're going to be upgrading the turbo and injectors likely this summer. The Fox 2.5 podiums on the front are a absolute dream when you're cruising across the field. I've had some chance to do some adjustments with them, pull up on them a little bit. The compression, we pulled it back a little bit on there, so it's able to compress okay. I think it needed adjusted a little bit from the factory. It was just a little bit too stiff for going high speed across some, really big ruts and stuff in the fields where we're at. So we adjusted those down a little bit, as well as the big Fox 3.0 podiums in the back. We were able to do just about the same adjustment to that as well. Another great thing about this unit is everything is just fully adjustable, and it's a great thing when you're looking to take it over different terrains like that. So for you guys who do own side-by-sides, we're going to be going in through all of these parts one at a time, the audio roof, all of these. We also have quite a few more things from BRP ordered that have not arrived yet. Sitting on this really nice SP Tools roll cart here, really nice and sturdy, easy to put together. really well built. I'll put the link to that one in the description below as well. But of course, me and being a mechanic, I really wanted to look into the electronics of this vehicle. Now, it being a 2020, I was kind of worried that we weren't going to be able to get any scan tool data off of this one. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of the big scan tools. First off, I went to my buddy who's a Snap-on rep and picks up the P1000, which is the motorsports package unit right here. Then, of course, I had to do some Googling myself and find out where the hookup is for the port, which is actually here underneath this center console. It's going to be tucked into this area inside of a dummy plug right here. Now, the first thing, of course, I come to, I get that one out, and I go to get the adapter from the Snap-on unit, and guess what? Come to find out, there isn't one in here. And come to find out, that's because the Snap-on unit does not hook up to Can-Ams. What, for a P1000 unit that runs as expensive as these are, able to do Harley, all these other side-by-sides, Polaris motorcycles and everything, but does not hook up to Can-Ams? That was kind of sad. So the next thing that I was able to do, I was able to get a hold of my buddies over at Cutting Edge Automotive Solutions, and they are one of the biggest retailers of Texa units. If you guys don't know who Texa is, they're really well known for their scan tools for the heavy-duty diesel market, motorcycles, boats, pretty much anything and everything across the board, except for automotive. Right now, they're really not into that game yet. Hopefully here soon, but they are not as of yet. Now this one, find out that it definitely does hook up to a Can-Am. So let's hook this one up and see what kind of capabilities we're able to see out of this 2020. Alright, so now we've got our Texa unit all plugged into the machine here. It also has this little adapter that you're going to be able to actually program keys for these as well, which is pretty cool. Comes with 2 keys like I showed before on the other video. You can put one of these keys in, and we're just going to turn the ignition on here. Now, let's get over to this, and we'll zoom in and see what kind of stuff that we can do with it. So first, we're going to go into Utility Vehicle and Quad, Can-Am BRP, got ourselves a Maverick, and then we can either do a global scan, which will scan everything, or we're able to look into each one of these units separately. If this unit had air control suspension, which it did, we have that there. We're able to look into our instrument panel, the fuel injection, pretty much the ECU of it, and the steering wheel and electronics. So let's go into the engine portion of this to see what we can do. Self-diagnostics. This is the advanced cable. Yada yada, and it comes up standard with the fault codes. Let's see what else we can do. We can look at the parameters of it. Here we go. Everything. Oh, these is all our data PIDs. Atmospheric pressure, throttle, battery, intake air temp, idle speed. Pretty much all the engine PIDs that you would normally work with on these. That's cool to be able to see those. Status on it. More data PIDs, the oxygen sensor, brake lights, limp mode, transposition, ECU info. You're able to see the part numbers, VIN number, everything that's put in here, model code. The other really thing that this is cool for, you're also able to see the service engine hours, how much you have until it reminds you next for the service, which is 97 hours, 54 minutes on this one. No, I don't need to do that update. Activations. Another thing that's really cool, somebody else uses your machine. It's got a history of maximums and minimums, throttle percentage, speed, everything like that. You're able to see what your friends did with your machine. Injectors, you're able to test those. The key mode that's in it, which fuel pump, intercooler fan, neat. Settings. Trans reset, you're able to turn on or off that it's a turbo. How about that? Does stuff with the smart lock diff, which this unit does have. All pretty neat stuff here. I'm kind of just clicking through here to see what else we can find. Over here on the left-hand side, there's a couple of different things from self-diagnostics, special functions, technical information sheets, customer management, All right, let's look at maintenance and service. The service system. So once we're in the service parameters, you can see all the ECU info here, and then you're able to go into the settings on this side, which is really cool. I'm one for, I don't really like to take this stuff into a dealership if I don't have to, and with these newer units, from what I heard, that you can't really reset the maintenance reminders on these things manually, so you have to have a scan tool to do it. So having this available from my buddies over at Texa, we'll be able to reset all of our service reminders when that does happen. Usually at 40 hours and then at 100 hours is when the service maintenance intervals are going to be at on this one. Unfortunately, you know, they've got a big thing for service at 40 hours. You're going to have to replace like the diff fluid in the gearbox. You're going to have to replace that. You're going to have to replace the fluid up here in the front drive unit as well. Engine oil change. I don't think you have to do any plugs or anything crazy like that, but little service maintenance things that will be nice to be able to service ourselves and be able to show some really cool videos on doing all the services for this thing as well, instead of just taking it into the dealership and saying, hey, look what they did. So wanted to give a big shout out to my buddies over at Cutting Edge Automotive Solutions for letting me borrow this Texa unit to be able to show this. Hopefully we're going to get some more time in using this scan tool as well as we go on throughout the build to be able to show you guys what the capabilities are on these for you guys who want to be able to work on your own side-by-sides. Well, that's about all I've got for you guys today. I know, just a quick, easy vehicle showing you guys some of the things that I looked into on the side-by-side so far. We're going to get some more seat time in behind it and hopefully be able to give you guys some more impressions, maybe do some more crazy things once we do some more upgrades as well. Each one of the upgrades that we do to this thing, I will be making a video on that, so if you guys are into the side-by-side stuff and the upgrades for them, make sure you stay tuned to that one. We're going to be able to show you guys some great tools through SP Tools and other manufacturers like Texa that we were able to bring you guys today. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content just like this one. I appreciate it, and as always, you guys stay awesome.